Hey everyone, it's Kaylee here, and today I'm back with day 9 of the 12 Days of Autumn Scraplifts. Today's scrap lift is in the top right hand corner, and I've also added the link to the scrap lift in the description below, as well as the Scrap Squad Facebook group if you'd like to join in with the scrap lifts that we've chosen for the 12 days. Now, today's scrap lift, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I think I knew I wanted to go with quite a monochromatic layout with lots of blues in different tones. But again, it's like I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with it until I got started. Now, usually when I'm filming, I do like to kind of go in with a plan. Because it just makes it easier for me once I'm filming. So I like to get a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do beforehand, but on this occasion I hadn't. So this video is a little bit longer than I normally do. But in the end, I really love how this page has turned out. Now, I have picked a photo today, which is quite different for me, actually. It's one of myself and my dog Spud. It's usually photos of the kids and the pets, but very, very rarely me. I had took this selfie. I don't even remember why I took it, because I don't really do selfies that often. But I took this photo of me and Spud, and we were snuggling because he's a big baby, is Spud. Now, he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and he is the biggest softie going. He likes to be cradled like a baby. He's definitely a mummy's boy for sure. And we were just snuggling. It was autumn winter time. I'm actually in my pajamas as well, and like I said, we're cuddling, which is very normal. It's kind of like mine and Spud's routine. We always have a cuddle once the kids have gone to bed. So it's a photo of myself and my dog Spud. Not recently, but back in the summer, Spud had an accident. He is quite an old boy now. He's 10 years old. And he had an accident, although I'm not quite sure exactly what it was that he did. But we got him straight to the vets because he couldn't walk. He could barely hold himself up. He just kept falling over. He couldn't hold his head or raise his head. And like I said, I'm not even sure what it was that he did. He was stood at the back door and then just yelped. And then that was it. It was like he was a completely different dog from a dog that was full of energy and, bouncy. Even though he was an older boy, he was still bouncy like a puppy. So we got him straight to the vets, and it turned out he'd injured his spine, and we still now to this day have no idea what he had done to do this. But obviously we was very, very worried because the vets were talking about surgeries and tests, and the vet kind of gave us a figure about, it could go to up to £5,000, which definitely wasn't within our budget at all. So we did decide to go for pain relief and anti-inflammatories for Spud, because obviously we could not afford to have tests and things done, but we still wanted to make sure he was as comfortable and out of pain. And then within, I think it was in 3 or 4 weeks, obviously in this time he'd been back and forward to the vets for checkups and things. And 4 weeks, I think it was like 3 to 4 weeks, we had the amazing news that whatever he'd done had kind of fixed itself. He was back to his normal bouncy puppy, and still, just his normal self. And it was amazing to see like the transformation going from he could barely walk and hold his head to running around like he was a pup again. Now obviously with the vet's advice, we was told that he had to slow down. He's not a young boy anymore, and he does need to be a little more careful. But it's just kind of made me realize like how important these photographs are, and to document these memories. Now, like I said, I normally don't really scrapbook myself, But then I thought, all I'll have is photos of the kids with Spud or Spud on his own. So I wanted to squeeze one in of myself that I took. So I'll always have a photo of Spud and myself to cherish. So whilst I've been rambling on about about Spud, I can literally talk about my dog all the time. You know, like I could go on about him and on about him because I do. I love him to bits. I always say he's my favourite child. But whilst I've been rambling on, I have been creating my page. I have kind of cut down my pattern papers to size. I've gone for this gorgeous navy, as well as this light blue floral. And I have started to pull out embellishments, kind of going with the colours that I've got going on in the papers. I did decide to bring in some kind of tealy colour just because I really wanted to use one of the foam stickers, which read Cozy. I have brought in this house, which reads, "This is our happy place," which it really is. It's mine and Spud's happy place for sure. And I have been bringing in a few other things, kind of just pulling out everything in the right colour. I know this word cozy is going to be part of my title, and I do want to use lots of these fussy cut kind of sprigs and things that I'd cut from the pattern paper a few days ago. So I'm just kind of now filtering through those to see what it is I want to use. I've also got some of the epoxy stickers pulled out to the side, as well as some die cuts and other foam pieces as well. I'm so pleased I actually fussy cut out all these leaves and sprigs and little florals because they do make, you know, a perfect little addition to my clusters and things on the page. So I'm just filtering down some of the blue ones and the teal coloured ones as well. I've also got a floral picked out from the die cuts as well. I've got an epoxy sticker at the top there, but I'm not sure that makes it on this page. But I do have a lot of kind of embellishments to work with that are within kind of the colours I want this page to be. The photo is a slightly darker photo because it was taken indoors and on an evening as well. So we just have a lamp on in our living room, so the lighting isn't the best. And it's a selfie as well, and I think when you flip your camera around, it's not always as good as if you're taking a photo straight on. I think at this point I have started to arrange my embellishments and kind of decide where I want them to go. So now it's just a case of pulling everything back off and starting to commit to some of these things. So firstly, I'm going to distress the edges of my paper. I like to do this on all my layouts just because it adds kind of a bit of separation as well as a kind of a texture to the page, so everything doesn't look flat. And I'm going to do that with all the pattern papers on this page, as well as some of the embellishments as well. Sometimes I do this with like little word stickers, and maybe like little circle pieces that you tuck in, as well as lots of other bits. I do it with some of the florals as well in this collection because they can appear quite flat. So just by distressing the edges a little bit, it just kind of, like I said, you know, adds a bit of separation. So at this point, I have skipped forward and my main cluster is now all stuck down. And I'm just working on the top cluster now. I've cut out a banner using the same pattern paper as the one below, and I'm going to use this epoxy sticker of a teacup. I do love a cup of tea. I'm a tea drinker. I don't drink coffee. I do drink tea, and Spud is a little thief. He likes to steal my cups of tea. If I leave them lying around, he will help himself, and he does love a good cup of tea. I'm adding some word stickers up there as well as some of the little sprigs that I cut out. I'm going to add the word home as well as my time, because it's my time, but it's Spud's time too. And I've also used one of the epoxy butterflies coming up from the kind of large cluster at the bottom. Now, I know on the original layout they've used lots and lots of florals in both clusters. I do love a good floral cluster. But I didn't have as many of the small flowers left within my florals. I've got quite a few of the big ones left. So I kind of, using what I had, made those work for me. I did cut some of the florals in half and tuck them in. Just so then it appeared I kind of had more florals on the page. At this point, I'm cutting something out. I can't really see because I'm kind of off camera there. I think it's possibly one of the circular, what they're called, foiled pieces from the sticker book. I do love these foiled stickers. I think they're gorgeous, and it just, again, it adds just a little bit of something to the page. And I'm just going to try and see if I can stick any of these leaves in. Unfortunately, I don't get those to work and they don't make it on the page. But I do add in, I don't know if I already have, but I add in the word love on top of the teal flower at the bottom, and I really love how that looks. And obviously the heart circle piece, which I added some white cardstock first and then fussy cut out. There is also the gold in the teacup as well, so it's kind of like I've got it in a few places on the layout. And now I'm just kind of finishing off and adding little bits to the page. I've added one of the circle stickers from the sticker book, which I've cut in half. I'm going to see if I can add some of these buttons, but they don't make it on the page. I don't think I've really used any of the buttons yet. I have tucked one in behind my photo, but that was an epoxy sticker, and it's just because the flower that I've tucked in there had some of the kind of mustardy yellow colour in the centre, and it really kind of drew your eye to that because it was like the only different colour on the page. So I added the blue flower button over the top just to kind of hide that. What am I working on now? I'm just kind of, I'm adding some more kind of leaves and sprigs to my clusters. And I think just making sure everything's stuck down. I'm trying to add in another blue one because I have included a light blue one in my top cluster. So I felt like I needed that same kind of leaf down at the bottom as well. So I just took that in behind the little house die cut. I have got the word cozy stuck down underneath my photo, and I'm going to finish off the title for that soon, just using some thickers from my stash. These are I think they were from Pick Me Up. I think I say this every time, but I do think they were from the Pick Me Up collection, but they are the perfect size thicker just for adding to a title. So I have bought like billions of packs of these, and I'll probably continue to buy them for as long as I can. But I'm going to finish off the word cozy with the words with you. And I think that works really well for this page. And I've gone for the ones in navy because these come in navy or white. So I decided to go with the navy ones. And then I do add in another one of the form kind of word stickers, and this one says better together, and I really like how that works as well. And then I'm going to finish off this page with some splatters, and I'm going to use my pearlescent paints from Hobbycraft. I do need to get another one of these because a lot of my kind of most used colours have been kind of used up now, so I could do with another one of these, and they're very inexpensive as well. They're not expensive at all, and they leave such a lovely shimmer to the page. And I'm going to use kind of a tealy colour, which works really well with the colours I've used on this layout. So my close-ups will be coming up in a second. Please do check out Scrap Squad. I'd love to see your layouts using today's inspiration. Thank you for watching. Bye.